Hi guys, it's Jessica Hayes. So today I have a tutorial using the Melt Dark Matter Stack. It took me so long to purchase this damn eyeshadow. I was always like, it's too expensive. Do I need it? Do I want it? I have colors that look like it. But since going cruelty free, I feel like all of my colors that I had that were like this were all MAC and Makeup Forever. So finally I was like, screw it, I'm gonna purchase it, and I grabbed it on their Cyber Monday deals. So I am so glad that I got it, and I'm kind of annoyed that I waited so long because I really love these shadow colors. They're super easy to use, they're just great colors, and they're, you know, a lot bigger than a normal eyeshadow size. A few of you commented on Instagram that you were kind of having trouble using it and you guys wanted a tutorial with it, so I have done this kind of neutralish eye with the Dark Matter Stack, and pretty much it goes with any lip color. I've worn this eye a few times this week and used it with a bunch of different colors. So this kind of color, purple, red, nude, chocolate brown, you got it. If you guys want to see how I do this Melt Dark Matter Stack smoky eye, keep watching and I will teach you how. So I'm going to start off with this Suva Hydra Cream base in Pantyhose over the eye. I have been road testing this for over a week now. It is amazing. I'm so glad that I've finally found a dupe for MAC Soft Ochre and Painterly Paint Pot, because that's pretty much what I always used to use. And that was one of the hardest things about going cruelty free is, you know, some of those MAC favorites that you've been using for years and years that you just can't use anymore. So this is a great dupe. I think I like it better than the paint pots as well because it's just a little more sticky, a little more tacky. So for this eye, I'm going to start off with the color Blur from the Dark Matter Stack using my Smith 232 brush. And I'm just gonna add that to the crease of the eye. I feel like a lot of people have told me that they've had troubles blending this stack. And I think that this is like the savior of it. If you just kind of add Blur as your transition color through the crease, then you're all good. And I'm just going to apply some of that underneath the eye using the tip of this brush too. Now I'm going to take this Morphe M514 with Unseen and just start adding that, building that to the crease of the eye. And then using the Smith 253, I'm gonna pop that underneath the eye. Now using that same brush, I'm just going to apply a little dark matter to the crease. And just really concentrate that kind of in that small little outer V of the crease of the eye. Just gonna take that underneath the lash line just a smidge too. I'm gonna go back in with that Morphe small fluffy brush and Unseen and just buff that black in. Any bits where it's not blending so well, just add a little touch of dark matter and Unseen onto the brush and just lightly feather that over any lines that aren't blending. I'm gonna go back in with that first color Blur and just give it a really big buff out. When you get a Sephora package when you're filming, I'm pretty sure that's the new Anastasia brow definer that I ordered. Let's go see. So I just received this in the mail and I'm going to be using it on my eyebrows, giving my opinions. I'm excited. But I'm gonna finish my eyeballs first. So for this look, I actually did it the other day and I just kind of repat Pantyhose over the lid of the eye. But I think Blur looks really pretty right here as well. I also did it with a really bright lime green from Kat Von D, and that was really pretty as well. Actually, speaking of Kat Von D, I'm gonna throw some Thunderstruck over the top of that. So starting on the inner corner, just for a little bit of pop, and then I'm just gonna fade what's left inwards. There we go, just adding that little bit of Thunderstruck just gave it a little more dimension. So I'm going to add a really dark lower lash line. So using the NYX Treasure eyeliner, I'm using that in the waterline and then just kind of smudging that down into the lower lash line. And also don't forget to get in these weird little spots under here, under your top lash line, especially when you're taking pictures. Like if you've got lashes sitting on top and you can see that clear skin underneath, it just really takes away from the effect, I think. And it makes you look like a weird demon when you're doing it. I'm just going to take this NARS number 12 brush and just lightly buff that under the lower lash line so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm going to be taking my favorite eyeliner, the LA Splash Architect, and just doing a tiny little fine line right in here. And keeping it super fine to the outer edge. I don't want liner to be the feature of this look. I want it to be really heavy and grungy underneath. I did a review video on this eyeliner and someone was like, oh my god, this is so sponsored. And the video actually wasn't sponsored. I just want to give a full disclaimer right now that I never, ever, ever use anything that I don't love personally, because I don't want you guys to just, like, you know, watch one video and be like, whatever, I bought something that was crap and I'm never gonna watch her videos again. Like, I kind of see this as like building a relationship, and I'm not gonna tell you guys about products that I think are so awesome when really they suck. So I've never been sponsored by a video. If it happens in the future, I can 100% guarantee that it will always be a product that I love. I will never sell something that's subpar. And if you watch the video, it's just pretty much me explaining that I don't winehouse myself like I used to anymore, which you guys have all seen me stuff up eyeliner in my videos before. Now I'm just gonna add a ton of Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Just gonna freshen up that highlighter just a touch. Alright, I'm excited to use this. So, never opened it before. I got the color Taupe, which I use in the brow wiz. Alright, so it's a little chunkier. I haven't even really heard much about this product. Let's give it a whirl. So the tip of it, as you can see, is kind of pointed like a triangle, a really skinny kind of flat triangle almost. So I guess I'm gonna start with the fatter side down because we want the strokes to be skinnier as we go upwards. Or maybe I'll go, I don't know. I don't even know what consistency I'm meant to be expecting. So far it's kind of like the brow wiz feel. I like it, color's good. Kind of using it on its angle just to fill in these like sparse kind of bits on my brows right through here. And then I guess I'll use that tiny little fine tip to just get some hair strokes. Yeah, that's not easy. I'll have to have a little more of a play around with it. But so far, I actually really like that color. Exactly the same as the Taupe Brow Wiz by the looks of it. I'm just gonna make sure I brush out the very front of your brows because you don't want it to look too obvious or too square at the very front of your brows. I'll definitely give this more of a trial over the week, and if you see me using it on Instagram, that means I like it. For cheeks, I am going to be taking this Cream Eye Sculpt from Rodile and the 124 brush from Smith. I'm just using that to sculpt the cheekbones. If you do feel like you did a little too much, I just like to give it a slight dab in with my foundation brush, and that usually knocks it back a touch. I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of the Hourglass Dim Infusion blush to the apples of my cheeks. I cannot put this blush down ever since I bought it. It's so pretty. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, but nothing too much that it's going to bring out the pores on your skin. So a lot of the times, like I personally have a lot of texture in the fronts of my cheeks here, like just enlarged pores. And if you put something so shiny, it does kind of bring out those pores, it highlights those pores. But this has such a smooth kind of satiny glow to it that it doesn't accentuate the size of the pores in that area. And then I'm going to be doing a double highlight. I'm going to be adding Becca Pearl in the cream version just onto the tops of my cheekbones. Same thing with highlighters as well. A highlight is going to highlight texture on the skin, so you want to make sure that you're applying it in an area where you like the texture of the skin. So right here on my cheekbones, I don't have an issue with the texture. It's when I get right under here, I have little fine lines, so I don't want to take that highlight too close to underneath the eye here, because otherwise it's going to pick up that kind of texture. Now I'm going to highlight my highlight with the Shimmering Skin Perfector in Pressed Pearl. Putting the cream down first just gives it that little bit of oomph. It's almost like a primer for your highlighter. It's definitely not a needed step. I actually accidentally purchased both of these, but when I received the second one, I was going to return the other one, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't. So just right here, I don't like how I've made that under eye too crisp from the highlighting and whatnot that we did. So I'm just gonna take that brush that had blur on it and just kind of buff that out just to make sure it's not too harsh of a line. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and add a little more blur just to underneath the eye, just to really diffuse that. Today I'm going to use the Lip Bar Silent Killer. So I will have a full swatch and review of these products up on my channel very soon. Well, I hope you guys liked this Melt Dark Matter Stack tutorial. I know a few of you were asking for it when I started posting a little bit about it on Instagram. I'll definitely make sure I eventually do my look that I did for New Year's Eve when I used Enigma, kind of like smudged out and blown out all over my eyes. So if you guys watched my last video where I did my brush favorites collection, I actually was having a giveaway and I did notify the winner of the giveaway. The magic number was 150 brushes, 150 on the dot, which I counted them and I'm like, that number sounds so like precise, but yes, 150 brushes. That's how many I have in my collection. I will make sure I link that video as well, my favorite brushes, if you haven't watched it. And as always, I will link all the products down below. If you have any questions, make sure you write them below and I will try and answer them. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a fantastic week and I will see you next week, next Tuesday for my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.